This is the new Neo75, just Neo75, not even anything after this. It comes in a variety of colors, kind of like what we talked about the Neo98. So this comes in teal, slate blue, taupe gray, orange, dusty rose, black, and silver, so same things. Same style of weights, so you get a golden weight, a silver weight, silver PVD, PVD golden, PVD dusk. These all will be stainless steel, so at 140 bucks, it's pretty good. And then you either get a wired hot swap or a tri-mode hot swap, or you can get the ISO. No solder options, which is a bit of a bummer. And then we get the choice between only 2 plates, which is aluminum and PP plate. I did some thinking about the Neo98 when we did that one there. And I do think they've kind of limited our choices to lower the overall cost of the product. As you guys might know, more options equals sometimes more money, just because you have to think of more SKUs. I'm a bit bummed at no solder though. I think I could live with the 2 different plates, but I think as someone who views this board, even though this is probably marketed towards someone who's maybe starting off, to me, the visuals of this board, I'm sorry, like we're gonna pop this open, you guys will see. I think this looks really nice. And this would have been perfect for someone who wants something in a solder as well, with more layout options, you know? So let's see what this looks like first, and then we'll go through some stuff. It has 3 mounting styles, I believe, just like the 98. Which, by the way, the 98 still turned out great. I'm not unhappy with it at all, but oh, the silver looks great on this. So yeah, very, very similar, if not the exact same aesthetic as the 98 series there. I mean, I already like this a lot. Side profile on this is going to be money. Well, look at the top here, right? So we have that same kind of, I don't know if this is a polished stainless or PVD'd accent, but it's a shiny little accent badge, which extends right to the edge, which I think looks super duper great. The same side bezels? It is. These are still really thin side bezels, which looks great on the Neo75 here. Overall, it's a pretty slim frame for the top-down view. There will be a bit of RGB over here as well. But this is where this board really shines, is this board has a pretty sick-looking side, or I guess, yeah, side profile. That looks great. Like, I personally think this looks fantastic, you know? Like, that looks super good. We'll look at it from the other side as well. It's nice. It has some layers. It has some stuff going on. A lot of visual interest on the side profile for people who care about that. We have that bit of gold over here, which you can see on the center of the board, which shines through. And then we have kind of that seam that you can, it's a bit of thicker seam here, that you can see some of that gold. That new, I guess this is new. I haven't seen this before. The new Neo typeface over here. We have the typical compass logo sitting right over here as well, above the slightly recessed USB-C. And then we have the bottom, which, by the way, this is the non-PVD coated stuff. Way nicer. Way nicer, dude. I'm sorry, like this looks so much better than the PVD version. I prefer just having this one little small piece in the center. This over any of the more expensive versions any day of the week. It's so much nicer. And to show you guys what I mean, I left the board over here. This is the PVD version, and you can see even after a day of use how much this is picked up on my desk pad. I don't like the PVD version. I think it's just all right. Give me this version any day of the week. Any day of the week, give me this guy. Look at that. That looks so much cleaner. It looks more expensive like this way too. I don't know why. The PVD just looks cheap. But again, that's personal preference. Great looking board though. Stunning looking board. Internally, we have some methods to help break up some of the acoustics in this board, which is awesome. So some ridges here. This will help diffuse things, which is great to see. I also love the way this looks inside too. It just looks premium, you know? But yeah, here's the PCB. Again, here's where I think it's a bit of a misstep. Layout support is basically non-existent. Split here, which makes almost no sense for this particular layout. Like, why do I have a split left? Who knows? But yeah, it would have been nice to see some different options for these. But obviously you can't do that, and I looked into it afterwards, right? Looking into it, they put, which I don't know, I feel like this is weird, right? They put the standoffs for screwing the board right here, which makes it so you can't put a 7U spacebar here. I almost feel like they could have adjusted it so it screwed in further over here, and then just not have put a tab here. They could have moved the tab somewhere else or done the tabs on the PCB, on the plate. So it's a bit of a bummer that we're not getting this support here, but I'm not gonna, it's weird. I'm saying I'm not gonna hold it against it, but I clearly am. But I think that's a matter of what you're looking for in a keyboard, obviously. Like, it's not an objectively bad thing. It just might be a pass for some people. Some people might say, hey, you know what? I don't know if I want this because it doesn't have the things that I want in it. So they really want us to use 6.25U. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it, by the way, guys. There's nothing wrong with the 6.25U. It's just, you know, one less option, which sucks because it feels like we're going backwards in some regard. You know, it feels a little backwards. But yeah, the board looks great. I love this new aesthetic they're doing, by the way. I love, love, love it. It looks great. All right, I think I'm gonna start off with top mount this time. All right, I'm gonna start off with top mount here. All right, I mean, that was a really easy top mount because there's really not a lot. Boom. Okay, we're gonna do all 3 mounts today. This screws in this way. Is this heavy? It's like medium weight. That looks really good with Striker. All right, so we have the plastic plate with top mount and the Neo75. So this is the PP plate, I believe. Looks good with Striker on it. Very, very, very saturated, which is fun. There's a little bit of that RGB. Again, it's very subtle. You can end up turning that off if you guys want. Looks great. Let's give it a little bit of a typing test here. Top mount, plastic plate, MX2As done with 3203. Oh, this is not bad. You know, I think going the plastic plate with top mount is always a nice sound signature. It is more thunky. And I remember I told you guys too, I think this actually has a more thunky spacebar than the CU series. Not a bad thing, by the way. Granite spacebar? You guys want me to change it out? How much does this weigh? I'm not too sure off the top of my head, but I can find out for you guys later. Don't forget, we have 2 other mounting styles to choose from. See, this is the funny part. Yesterday, I preferred the MX2A. Today, I think the granite switch sounds way better as the plastic plate spacebar. And because the granite switch normally on spacebars has a bit more of like a higher pitch sound, and I think this balances it out more. I didn't hate either spacebar though. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I think this had definitely more bass. This kind of sounds more like what I normally build for. All right, let's put this in gasket mode now. We'll do the pour-on gaskets last. All right, so now we have the gasket, and this is with the foam in too. I would say this is like more snappier and way louder. Trade-off in terms of feel, I feel like it's the same stiffness. Let's go back to the cherry spacebar here. Yeah, you know what's weird? To me, this sounds more like the top mount than the top mount did. Like, this sounds more like a standard, traditional, classic top mount than the top mount did, which is kind of funny. But also, I really didn't like the cherry in the top mount configuration. And I like it more here. I like this. It sounds nice. I like this a little bit more than top mount sound. Okay, actually, I like the alphas more on the top mount. I like the spacebar more here. Although we did save the top mount with using just some different switches. But this is pretty nice with this configuration. So I'm pretty happy with this. Again, this is the foam on the bottom, and I'm not really picking up on any foamy sounds. Last configuration here. All right, here is the pour-on gasket mounted with the foam on the bottom. I'm glad I left this one here till the last because I think this is gonna sound the nicest IMO. This is the pour-on gasket. I love the alphas. I still think, you know what? Maybe with the plastic plate, I know I only typed like a few seconds. I can already tell you, I much preferred the overall keyboard sound signature with the plastic plate with the long gaskets. I thought it slapped with those. Spacebar sounds a bit stuffed up here. I'm gonna try a different spacebar actually. This is still the MX2A. Love the alphas. The alphas are fantastic. Yeah, that's one thing I'm noticing out of this particular board. It does seem to have a little bit of sharper spacebar sounds here and there, even on the 98 with different switches. That definitely helps it a lot using the granite here. Still a bit sharp, which I'm noticing. Let me actually take out the foam on the gasket one. Let's take out the foam in the middle. I have a weird feeling it's a little bit of that foam sitting underneath. Sounded good with the other two mounts though. I really like the gasket, the silicone gasket mount for this, for the plastic plate. Right, let's take out this. See if this helps brighten up the spacebar sound a smidge. That sounds fantastic. Okay, so it seems like the pour-on foam mixed with the pour-on gaskets is causing it to be a bit stuffy. I mean, it sounded great for the alphas, but I think the alphas still maintain their great sound signature here. But for the spacebar, it was either making it sound sharp slash like dull. So maybe no foam here on the gasket, like the pour-on gasket version is the way to go. All right, so for $140, that sounds pretty nice. 140 bucks compared to 195 that is the Neo75 CU. Yeah, I think I'd probably pick up this guy. So overall thoughts on this, I think we nailed the aesthetic. I really like the way this board looks. I would say overall, we still have a smidge of a lower tonality on like the lower half of the board, which is not a bad thing, just as a reminder here. I actually think it suits the board quite nice. You can still get a nice bright clack without it being overly done, I guess, in high pitch. It seems to be a little bit finicky with the bottom foam. I actually like this. I think this is a fun kind of method to make the sound different. I don't like it in the pour-on configuration, but I did like it in the other two. Loved the sound signature for the most part on all three. I think some of them had different strengths. I think overall my favorite is still going to be for this particular plate combo on the silicone gaskets. I actually really liked the silicone gaskets. I'm probably going to switch back to that. But when we did the aluminum one, I actually thought the aluminum one sounded better with the pour-on gaskets. Yeah, 18 millimeters for the front height. So very comfy, really like that. The fixed layout and lack of solder. So that's going to be one of the major misses, you could say. Is it end of the world? Is it make or break for this board? It could be for some. But it would have been really cool to have a solder option with a little bit more options here. I would have liked it. But for 140 bucks, am I going to complain? Yes, I still will. But it makes it a lot an easier pill to swallow, I suppose. I like their new design language a lot. So that still stays the same. And then overall, I think the hidden screw design is a bit user unfriendly. You know, it's not super duper fun to use hidden screws when you have this many fun options to play around with the keyboard. But this is 140 bucks. I like their direction of the way they're going looks wise. I love how minimal this looks. It's just so elegant. I think this silver badge really sells it for me here. You guys have a good one. Love you. See you tomorrow. And yeah, love you guys. See you soon. Bye everybody.